Alarm prompt is a common function of SCADA system. For example, in this case, if the level goes beyond a certain range, we want to give an alarm prompt, or when our valve reaches a certain opening. We also want to give some warning reminders. So how should we configure it here? The next course will give you a demonstration of alarm configuration. First, double-click to enter our database. You can see some of the tags we added. Click Tag. You can see that there is an alarm next to the property. Click to Alarm. Here we will enable the alarm, set the alarm type, and set the limit of the alarm range. Of course, there are also some others, such as whether to hide after alarming, and the priority of the alarm, and so on. First, we enable the alarm for this tag. We can enter the next configuration. For example, you can set a high line alarm or a low line alarm. We can set an out of range for it, such as a high limit. Then when it exceeds 9, it will alarm. Like a low limit, such as below 0.5. After this range, it will give an alarm. It will not alarm normally from 0.5 to 9. Then we can set the priority, like 11, 12. After configuration, we click OK. The second one is a liquid level alarm. We also click on the alarm, then enable the alarm. Then we set its limit type, such as high limits or low limits. Here we set its limit to 9.01. Setup complete. Similarly, we can set the priority of its alarm. After the setting is completed, we click OK. OK, save it. Next, we need to go to the operation team below. For example, in Team 0001, check the alarm region. Note that you must check this box. If you don't check these tag groups, the tags under these tag groups will not be alarmed in the Team 0001 operation team. So we have to do an all selection, or a selection. Of course, if you don't need these groups to alarm under this operation group, you can cancel the alarm grouping. There is an enable tag here. The default enable tag is a state that is enabled. If you bind a tag, you must bind a switch quantity tag, because only the switch quantity can make it effective. When the switch value is 1, that is, on, then the alarm is enabled. If it is off, the alarm is not enabled. Here we have checked the alarm group. Click OK. Similarly, we can also set the alarm sound, or the settings of the alarm pop-up. We can add an alarm level. When we just configured the priority of the group in the database, the setting is 0-12. So here we can choose a level from 0 up to it. The default range is from 0 to 31. We click OK. OK. Save. Then we add a page to the graphics. Or we can also make a setting on this page just now. And on the right-hand side, we drag the real-time alarm control. We can double-click to set some display colors and background colors for it. And the control bar that needs to be displayed. We can move it to the left if we don't need it. There are also some flashing alarms. We can also check some configuration options. After the setting is completed, we click OK. Then we save the page. Close. We also need to save the project. Then publish to the whole. Or do an incremental release. Exit the publishing page. Then we start the monitoring and running. This prompts that the software has started, so we can minimize it. We can see that an alarm has been generated by the tag now. We can give it a value recovery, such as 6. You can see that the alarm will be automatically eliminated. Here too, we can adjust it manually. If it goes beyond a certain range, it may trigger again. You can see that there will be an alarm going on here. If we double-click the empty key that pops up, it will confirm the alarm. If this tag triggers a certain range of alarms again, it will keep popping up. Double-click and we can confirm it. How to view the alarms that we have confirmed. Return to the graphics screen just added. Click to edit. We can drag out a historical alarm control. Similarly, double-clicking can set the color of the control and display the column. You can also set some colors for it. After setting, we click OK and save it. Save the page and publish the configuration. Back to the graphic page. Right-click and open the graphic we just added. You can see here our historical alarm information and a definite time. Tag grouping, and the implementation value of the alarm. We can also export or filter it. Refresh or reset. Okay, that's all for the alarm configuration. There are some other extensions. You can do some configuration in the actual project, such as customizing alarm groups and other alarm settings. Adjustment of alarm colors. Each type has its own alarm color. You can make some settings. Software has a default grouping of tags. You can customize to set up some alarm groups. You can also continue to tag groups here. Of course, the tag groups here are only for alarm settings. When used in some small projects, we recommend using the default grouping and the default configuration. You don't need to configure these two functions. Of course, there are also some extensions. You can guide it to do some alarm operations. For example, when an alarm message is triggered by a certain tag, you can perform some additional operations on it, such as open a certain screen, or pop up a certain screen, or give some additional prompts. For example, ask a staff member to do certain operations. Okay, the above is the configuration of the alarm.